barracks and such like. You weren't afraid to touch them, now was you, darling? They're dirty hands, look at your own hands.
Tell them to let me go. I shan't run away. My father was King Oedipus. I am Antigone.
King Oedipus' little baby, huh? Excuse me, what do you know about that, little missy? Now, let's say you better be careful. The night's watch never picks up a lady, but I'm sleeping with the police commissioner. Hey, this guy knows what I'm saying. Get you off the show, right? And go up with your fingernails the second time. Oh, God, man, I never saw such nerve. I turned my back for like 5 seconds, and there she is, calling me like a hyena. And boy, when I grabbed her, she started scratching and kicking. I can yell something fierce about, I didn't finish that. Keep hold her and keep her face shut.
Don't worry, she did get away with it.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Hey, listen, fellas. I'm thinking the three of us is going to get a bonus out of this. What y'all say we go to the party out?
How about if you're a woman? You know, first time party treat.
Hey, suits me. Sunday every day. We're off duty Sunday. What do you say? Do you bring the wives?
No, bring the wives out with the damn bro. Hey, say listen, little fellas. We were talking about an hour ago, we be talking about the party anywho. That fella, old man was yelling at me. Woo-wee! Look like I dropped off on the hey, boy. Tell you, I'm shaking my boot.
Hey, you sure we're gonna get that bonus?
Yes, sir. Something tells me this right here is big stuff.
What's his name? The third battalion. He got an extra month's pay for protecting a fire road.
Well, we get next month's pay. I vote we do the party to get ratings.
Arabians? Crazy. Charges twice as much for liquor as anybody else. Unless you want to go upstairs, of course. Can't do that at the old ones now, can you?
Say, we ain't gonna do so hot. I mean, no matter how you figure it, you get an extra month's payment, what happens? Everybody in the outfit knows it, and your wife knows it too. And they might even line you up in front of the whole battalion to give it to in front of everybody.
Yeah, you're probably right. Of course, that means everybody does a job in the barrack yards. Means women and kids and all that.
I'd like to sit down now,
Huh?
if you please.
Wait a minute. Keep it straight.
What is this? What's going on? Take those handcuffs off her.
Yeah, Chief, the watch. We came all this way, you know.
Who's watching the body?
Well, we posted the relief.
I gave specific orders that the relief was supposed to go back to the barracks.
Well, no one said nothing, Chief. But acting on yours, we made the arrest and brought the party.
Where did these men find you?
Right side of the body, Chief.
Do you know who you're saying?
Chief, she was blown away like a wild animal. You can ask these fellas here. Matter of fact, okay, first thing we did was uncover the body. Then, you know, with the sun and everything, the body, you know, smelled a little bit. So put the little guy on a little rise, you know, give him the wind, see? Well, you know, about noon, the wind dropped, you know, I wasn't feeling none too good, see? So I woke my pal here getting the shoe, right? I had just enough time to say thank you before I see her over there digging up at that body. You would have thought when she saw me coming, she would start running. But no, not her. She went right on digging up as fast as she could, like I weren't even there. You know, something fierce about not being finished yet. And that's the truth, Chief.
Is this true?
Yes.
It was you the first time in the night.
Yes. With Polynesi's own shovel that we used to take down to the seashore when we were children had his name carved in the handle. That's why I left it there. But your men took it away. So the next time I'd use my hands.
Chief, you should have seen her. She was blown away like a wild animal. Well, matter of fact, you won't even believe this. This fella over here, he said, hey, y'all, is that a dog over there? I said, a dog? That's a girl, that is.
Very good. I have one report from the plane. Show me from the entry.
Can we put the cup back on, Chief?
No.
All right, go with it.
Did you tell anybody what you planned to do?
No.
Did you meet anybody coming or going?
No. Nobody.
You're quite sure.
Quite sure.
Very well then. You'll go back to your room. You'll say that you have not been out since yesterday. You'll say that you are ill. Your nurse will tell the same story. I'll dispose of those 3 men.
There is no need to kill those 3 men. You know very well I will do it all over again tonight.
Why did you bury your brother?
I had to.
I have forbidden it.
I had to. Those who are not buried are destined to wander eternally. Everyone knows that. I had to open the gates to the place in which my father and mother were waiting. Polynesius has earned his rest.
Polynesius was a rebel and a traitor, and you know this.
He was my brother.
You heard my edict. It was proclaimed throughout the city. You read my edict. It was posted upon the city walls.
Yes,
And do you know the punishment that I decree for anybody who defies it?
yes, I know the punishment.
And did you, by any chance, act on the assumption that Antigone, daughter of Oedipus, was above the law?
I did not act on that assumption.
Because if you had acted on that assumption, you'd be wrong, deeply wrong. Nobody has more sacred obligation to obey the law than those who make the law. And you are the daughter of lawmakers.
Had I been a scullery maid, washing dishes when that edict was read aloud to me, I would have scrubbed the greasy water from my arms and gone out in my apron to bury my brother.
What nonsense! Had you been a scholar and you know the seriousness of it, you'd be satisfied to weep for your brother in your kitchen. But you think that because you are my niece, or going to marry my son, I shall not have you killed?
I never doubted for a moment that you would have me killed.
Oedipus. Oedipus and his headstrong pride all over again. I see your father in you, and I believe you. Of course you should think I shall have you killed. It seems to a natural climax in your existence. Who's like that for your father? As for you, human happiness is meaningless. Human misery is not enough to satisfy your passion for torment. You know how people who human investment is like a straitjacket. You spend your lives wriggling to get out, but nothing less than a cozy tea party with death and destiny will quench your thirst. The best moment of your father's life came as he listened to how, unknowns to himself, he had killed his father and desecrated the bed of his mother. How happily people drink a tale of the same brew when their names are Oedipus and Antigone. It is easy to do what your father did, Dan. To put out his eyes and leave his daughter begging on the highways. Thebes has the right to a king without a past. And my name, thank God, is only Creon. And I stand here with both feet firm on the ground and both hands in my pockets. I look to bring a little order and peace into this absurd kingdom, if at all possible. Don't think that being king is at all romantic to me. It is my trade. A trade a man has to work at every day. And just like every other trade, it is not all beer and skittles. And if, like what happened to your father, a wild and bearded messenger comes in from some wild and distant valley and says, he's not quite sure who my parents are, and thinks that my wife, Eurydice, is actually my mother, I shall ask him to do me the kindness and go back to where he came from. I shall not, let a little matter like that persuade me to ask my wife to take a blood test, or to have the police tell me my birth certificate is forged. Kings, my dear, have other things to do than submit themselves to their private feelings. Now hand him or be killed. No, I have other plans for you. Would you marry him? Would you give him the sturdy boy? Let me tell you that these use that boy a good one to let me to your death. And you're going to go back to your room and do as you have been told. I know you must consider me a brute and very pathetic. But the fact of the matter is, I have always been very fond of you, stubborn though you always were. Don't you forget that the first ever dolls that you had came from me. Where are you going?
You know very well where I'm going.
What sort of game are you playing?
I am not playing games.
Antigone, if apart from one of those guards finds out what you are simply you're trying to do, it'll be too late. 5 minutes more and it will be too late.
I must go and bury my brother. Those men have uncovered him.
Now tell me, Antigone, Do you really believe all this flummery about religious burial? Do you really believe that a so-called shade of your brother is destined to wander forever homeless if a little earth is not flung upon him with some priestly abracadabra? Have you seen the temple priests as they rush the dead to their burial, skipping half the gestures, swallowing half the words, just so they are not late for lunch?
I've seen all that.
And have you not told yourself that if someone you love lie dead on those shuffling feet, you not scream aloud and tell them to leave the dead in peace?
No! There is God, and there are his priests. And they are not the same things. You are not free to do with men as you wish.
And you are going to stop.
Yes, I'm going to stop you.
You must want very much to die. You look like a caged animal.
Stop feeling sorry for me. Do as I do. Do your job. But if you're human, do it quickly.
I am trying to save you, Antigone.
You are king, and you are all powerful. But that you cannot do.
You think you know?
Neither save me nor stop me.
Prideful Antigone.
Only this you can do.